As you know, it is Christmas time.
Pretty close.
And at Christmas time, what are you out doing?
Buying stuff.
Buying stuff. And that's exactly what we did. And we got a bait haul for you today. Kind of another bait haul. We've kind of done some... Most of the stuff we've done this week has come from Trey's recent Carl's order.
Yep.
But now we're just putting out a video of just different places we've gone to, all kind of push this together. We're going to kind of go through this pretty quick, not talk about too much stuff in person, mostly because like a lot of this stuff we've used and we know it's really good, and some of it's new stuff and we're just excited to try it out.
Indeed.
So let's go ahead and jump right into it, and we'll start with Trey.
All right.
And I think this is all from I'm pretty sure this store's regional. I don't really know how much outside of Kentucky it's like where it's at.
I've never seen one outside of Kentucky.
Me either, but
there is one in Indiana.
yes, there is definitely one in Indiana because it's right there by Louisville.
Yep.
It's in Clarksville. But anyway, we're talking about Ollie's.
Indeed.
It's kind of like a discount store.
Good stuff, cheap is their motto.
Yeah, and you know, that's not always the case, but
sometimes it is.
if you're a serious angler who likes a good discount, we like to venture out and go to different places like that we think that we might get a deal on some tackle.
Indeed.
And Ollie's has proven itself to be quite worthy.
Indeed. They tend to buy a lot of discontinued stuff wholesale and then sell it at a cheaper than MSRP when that stuff was still brand new.
And it's not always discontinued lures, because all the lures they have are still in production.
But discontinued colors.
Yes. Which are still pretty awesome.
Or brands that have got through rebranding of certain products. They carry the old versions.
Indeed.
Right off the top, though, I'm just going to grab this live target mackerel. All right. Oh.
Now, this is a saltwater swim bait.
Indeed.
But we feel like it's small enough, and the action is really neat, very tight kind of swimming action to it. It looks pretty dope.
It does.
And I think we'll definitely get some bass to bite it.
Definitely.
I mean, it definitely ain't necessarily like anything we got, but I mean, I don't think that, I mean, it's kind of shady.
It's kind of shady, but it's got some blue action to it with a little bit of yellow.
I mean, the color's almost like a fire tiger, to be honest, to a pearl.
So, I think it'll get bit, and it'll be strange enough to where pressured fish may go after it.
Right. You know, I don't, you know, the bass aren't too awful worried about what they're eating.
No.
They just eat.
Now, this one's even stranger. I got some of these chase bait ultimate squids in the smaller size.
Yeah, this is something we're interested in, and which I think chase baits, everybody knows them, and they're kind of like an out there company. I'm pretty sure they're originally from Australia.
Indeed. It says right here, Chase Baits Australia.
Oh, yeah, Chase Baits Australia. Okay, there you go. But made in China.
Made in China, indeed. The 150 millimeter size, I think that's a little over 5 inches, something like that. I don't know.
Another reason, guys, we're going to speed through this is because it's 34 degrees out here and we're pretty cold.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
We're still working on our inside setup to record, so give us some time on that.
Yep.
But till then, we're outside and we're freezing.
Nextly, a buttload of these Berkeley Havoc branded pit bosses.
Right.
Buttload.
So as you guys know, Berkeley Havoc is no longer around as of 2019, I think.
Somewhere like that.
But the plastics themselves, oh, it's just a pit boss. Pit boss is still in production. It's under Berkeley Power Bait now. The plastics are still around, and I'm sure a bunch of people are buying them wholesale, all these included. And it's a great bait.
Yeah.
I mean, the pit boss is an excellent bait, a great trailer, and just because it still says Berkeley Havoc instead of Power Bait, there's no reason not to buy it.
Indeed. I got it in the green pumpkin purple, green pumpkin green, and then a big Texan, which is a really nice natural presentation with some copper and emerald flake in it.
I'm sure you got them all in the 4-inch size.
Yes, all in the 4-inch, and then they also have some craw fatties.
Indeed.
So I got a pack of craw fatties.
They still make the craw fatties. I'm not positive.
And this is
I think they do though. So.
Watermelon candy.
Interesting. Very good.
Ollie's does also carry Gander Mountain's plastics since they went out of business.
Right. And if you're like newer into fishing or something, or outdoors kind of stuff, Gander Mountain has since gone out of business.
Indeed.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're completely gone now. But it was like a Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, just an outdoor store like that. But we're talking about Gander Mountain.
Yep.
They've since gone out of business over a few years ago.
Yeah.
But their stuff is still hanging around as far as soft plastics go. And honestly, they were good baits. Like, their house brand stuff is good stuff.
I picked up a pack of their flukes in watermelon red.
Has a nice thick fluke.
That was the first thing I noticed, is that their house brand flukes are very thick in the body, which would add durability, make it sink a little bit faster naturally without any weight.
Good watermelon red color too.
Indeed, it's got nice small red flakes, but they're plentiful.
And a deep hook slot.
Very deep.
I mean, deep hook slot.
Like, oh,
slicky sucker.
Very, very much so. It's leaving grease everywhere.
Suki.
And it's on that scent right there.
All right.
And then next is my hard baits that I got.
All the hard baits now. And one of the reasons we love to go to Ollie's is because one brand in particular that they carry, which is a very, it's definitely a premium brand. It's not the highest end of highest end stuff. It's not mega bass prices per se, but you know, most of their stuff is like $11 or more.
And that is good old LC, Lucky Craft. And I picked up a good number of their products.
Indeed.
All jerks.
Yeah. A lot of jerk baits go through there, a lot of crank baits, stuff like that. But we really like the Pointer series.
Indeed.
So if you guys have never fished with any of the Pointer series jerk baits, you should really give it a try. They got a nice erratic action to them. They're awesome. They come in multiple sizes, multiple colors, and they really are really good jerk baits.
This right here is the Pointer 127 MR in all white.
Here.
And then this is the Pointer SP. It looks like probably a 90. And like a Rayburn Ghost, but not quite.
And this is actually a Bevy Shad 75 suspending in Aurora Green Perch again. Different type of lip on this. I don't think I've ever fished with the Bevy Shad, so I'll be intrigued to see this. This is a nice smaller size.
Indeed.
This should be good for right now. Well, it's a little deep, 6 to 7 foot depth, but smallmouth, that'll light them up.
And then right here's another Pointer 127 MR. 4 to 5 foot depth on these, and this is in another perch pattern. We don't have a lot of perch around here.
No.
But
I feel like the colors for perch really translate to like sunfish, though. I think a lot of different brim,
especially this
can
one,
be represented by a perch.
Especially this one.
Yeah.
Straight yellow and black will definitely get bit regardless.
Yeah.
But this is really good at sunfish and assorted, you know, just bluegill around here too.
Yeah.
So all of this should work well. I have had luck with like Rayburn Ghost patterns before.
Yeah.
And then all white, I mean, that's just go-to bait fish right there.
Absolutely.
So,
especially in any body water that has shad.
Indeed.
Trust me, guys, if there is a type of jerkbait you want, whether that be length, suspending, floating, stuff like that, Lucky Craft makes it, and it is a good jerkbait.
And if you have an Ollies around you, go check, because you can pick these up for $7.
All right. Do you have anything else from Ollie's?
I do.
Quite a bit from Ollie's.
I did. I got a little curious, so I picked up the Suicide Duck from Savage
Controversial bait from a controversial company. I will say Savage Gear has made several large leaps in the bass fishing industry over the last year, I would say.
Yes.
They've gotten a lot more of a good reputation over the last year. But in the past, they have been controversial, and I know this bait in particular has been controversial. But we're here to try stuff out. So.
Indeed. And the Suicide Duck is just a plopping duck with 2 treble hooks, one on top and one on the bottom. And I think it'll definitely get bit in this black version. It may be a little on the big side, and the hook placement may be a little interesting for it because hooks right here and right here. But I'm curious.
It's a unique bait, and trust me, guys, when it's top water season again, expect to see a review video on this.
Indeed.
And that sucker's interesting.
I'll let you know if it sucks or not. Next up, I got a Berkeley Juke 100 shallow.
Another jerk bait. I don't know if they still make the Juke or not. I feel like they do. But it's definitely an interesting. It's very thick profile jerk bait.
Indeed.
Very interesting. You don't see a lot of jerk baits like that. It's very interesting.
Yep, it's a slow rise.
Interesting, slow rise. Basically suspended.
But 3 to 5 foot on this sucker. And
I look forward to seeing that one.
Yeah.
I don't know anything really about it, so
it's like a nice golden shiner.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by that.
And then next, I got a Warpeak 1/2 ounce.
Yeah, good lipless crankbait there. They're very unique in their shape.
Yeah.
And kind of their action as well. It is, I mean, it's a 1/2 ounce, so it's kind of that medium-sized lipless. You can throw that just about anywhere. And you know, with the lipless, you just let it sink to whatever depth you want to do. And then you really just let it roll. And lipless, right now, I think we're getting to the part where you're starting to use them less, but they still can be effective in the winter time. So try that out.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Anything else? Ah, yes. I got a dual YZLD 2L.
Yeah.
Saltwater.
Yeah, this is a very interesting bait. I have one, and I did not know how to fish it when I first got it. I didn't know anything about it, and I've only thrown it once. But really, from how I fished it, I really don't know that much about it. But it seems to me that you just cast it out, it sits on top of the water, and then you give it a jerk, and it dives, and then comes back up. Now, I don't know for sure. We'll have to do some research on it, really try it out. But it's from Dual.
Yep.
Dual, if you guys don't know, it's kind of a JDM company, but still popular in the U.S.
Indeed.
And they make good stuff.
The entire back is in Japanese.
Yeah.
So, but I like the color of it, and it got me curious.
Yeah, it's almost like a clown color.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. So that's my bait haul from all these.
All right.
What you
now,
got?
I have much less than Trey. I'm going to kind of go quick through mine. I only have a few things from both of my places. I'm going to start off with Walmart.
Go for it.
I'm going to start off with, for me, a lot of times when it comes to pond fishing, because we're very passionate about pond fishing in general, much more so than lake fishing. To me, it's hard to find a nice, compact spinnerbait.
Yep.
You know, a finessey spinnerbait in kind of bluegill mimicking patterns, you know, close to a 1/4 ounce, around that range or less, but not necessarily going all the way down to like a Pond King or Pond Magic. You know, I don't want that small. I still want to be able to throw it on a bait caster and have luck. So, the other day I was in Walmart and I saw this War Eagle finesse spinnerbait in 5/16 of an ounce. And even though it's not necessarily a really bluegill color, it's in a color that I've always myself thought can imitate both shad and bluegill, and that is mouse. Mouse, if you don't know, is kind of like a smoke gray color with a bunch of tiny black, green, and like gold flake in it. And that's that War Eagle finesse spinnerbait. As you can see, fairly small, about the size of the palm of my hand in total profile. Like I said, 5/16 ounce. I'm going to be able to throw this in the pond and really just nail them. I think it's going to be a great size for the pond, especially if you have more finicky bass and they don't want that huge profile of a standard spinnerbait. It also has that turtle shell blade on there instead of a willow or a Colorado. It does have the Colorado kicker, but then you got your turtle shell blade up here. It's a little more thump than a willow, but not that of a Colorado. So very interesting there. I'm excited about that. Continue from Walmart. I bought some tungsten weights.
Yes, sir.
They had Walmart tungsten. I needed some more tungsten, so I just got some tungsten. They had their own brand of Ozark Trail, and then they had the Strike King tournament grade tungsten weights. There was $1 difference, mainly because, well, one's Walmart, one's Strike King, but the Strike Kings were painted. That's not necessarily the biggest thing to me, and honestly, if I wanted it painted, I could just powder paint them myself. I got the equipment to do that. So I got some tungsten weights. I just needed some.
Indeed.
Those, if you're wondering, are 3/16 out. Then, so here's a company that has literally been around forever. And really, I mean, they started making like the first bass jigs.
Indeed.
That's kind of their slogan, the original bass jig. And they're like $1.56 at the Walmart. So I was like, well, it's $1.56. You're not going to get any cheaper than that, and I might as well just try them out, see if they're actually worth it. But it's these Arky bass jigs. Now, I did take them off the thing, so. But I got one in Missouri crawl and one in bluegill. And these colors, I gotta say, this jigs actually look pretty dope.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell like the components aren't necessarily the highest quality, but it's $1.56. You know, it has a bronze hook. These skirt colors are fantastic though.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty dope right there. It's got black with purple glitter, some translucent with orange stripes, black and blue stripes, a little bit of like an amber with orange or copper flake in there. Pretty dope. And then this bluegill pattern is not what I was expecting from the average bluegill, but it's pretty awesome. So it's like a green pumpkin almost with orange and green glitter throughout. It's like a holographic green, so some of the ways you look at it, it looks blue.
Yep.
It's pretty dope looking though. Oh, all my stuff came out of my bag, so throw all my stuff back in my bag, and I'm done with Walmart at that point. Next is Academy. And if you guys don't know, this time of year, Academy has fantastic sales on various baits from various companies. It's just a good time to go to Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Yep.
So I just picked up a few things. I'm wanting to get into an A-rig. That's just something we've never really thrown. Like we said, we're really passionate about pond fishing, not so much lake fishing. But I'm going to test out the A-rig in the pond. And you might be like, what are you thinking? But I'm telling you guys, I've seen guys do it. I think it'll be an effective technique, but if you throw light jigs on your A-rig with small baits, and you're throwing less than an ounce, like if I throw 5 1/8-ounce jig heads on there, that's 5/8 of an ounce. I can keep that in 6 foot of water or less easily. So I'm going to throw the A-rig around this winter in the pond and see how it works out for me. So I bought 2 different types of baits for this. First, Reaction Innovations Little Dipper, the smaller version of the Skinny Dipper. And in part, I wanted to do this because I want to throw more Reaction Innovations. It's just never a company I've been like throwing all the time. However, I'm a fan of them, and I just want to try out more of their stuff. So we'll start out with the Little Dipper, and that thing's awesome.
Yeah.
In profile, it looks like a swimming super fluke, but smaller, of course. And this is that Houdini color. And boy, I love Houdini.
Yeah.
That's just a good natural color all around. Really good if you got like bluegill or smaller bass that are your main forage in your pond, minnows. And then I went with the Storm Largo Shad in the 3-inch. I'm excited about this. The color is live minnow, and boy, they are good looking. It is a printed color, which not all their colors are. So. But it looks good. It's got a hook slot. I mean, that is realistic looking. I mean, that looks like a minnow right there. And I think bass are just going to munch on that sucker. Probably around with that. That's pretty dope.
It is pretty dope. It's looks like, you know, a minnow, you know, smaller creek chub, you know, that type of forage. And it's interesting here on the tail how it has that little open section right there for like. It's definitely interesting. I want to see you catch some on this A-rig.
I do too. I do too, man.
They're nice and stiff in the body, but at that tail, it just really kicks nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out this Saturday, which will be Christmas, and try and catch some stuff on that A-rig. We'll see, in the ponds. It'll be a feat, but I think it's a feat I can meet.
I mean, it's gonna be 65 on Christmas here in Kentucky.
Yeah, it's
so
34 today, but it'll be 65 on Christmas, which is, it's interesting. We haven't had a white Christmas in a long time.
No.
I mean, I remember one year for Christmas, we went over to a friend's house and we played basketball in shorts and t-shirts on Christmas. It was like 80.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. But again, from Reaction and Innovations, I picked up some sweet beavers.
Yep.
The 4.2 inch size. If you don't know about the sweet beaver, one of the most famous beaver style baits of all time.
Indeed.
Venerable bait. But that sweet beaver, it is just interesting. I mean, it's good. They feel nice. I picked up it in this black and blue color. They call it black blue. If you don't know about Reaction Innovations, they tend to have some pretty funny names.
Yeah.
Pretty suggestive names for their stuff, for their colors. But I know one, they have a black and blue laminate called Penetrator.
That's pretty good.
But anyway, we'll move on. This is the last thing I have. And this is kind of surprised. I'm surprised it took me this long to do it. Me and Sheree, we really love throwing straight fluorocarbon or braided fluorocarbon leaders.
Yep.
It is the strong majority of the line we use. And we've used everything from Berkeley lines to, I don't even know, other brands. But one that I've just never sent it on and tried was Seaguar. I was like, you know what? I'm finally going to try Seaguar. But where do I start? Do I start with the $30 spools or the $20 spools? I was like, you know what? I'm just trying out Seaguar, so why not just start with like their base line, Seaguar Red Label. And I know this is a favorite amongst people who are just getting started with fluorocarbon. So I was like, well, you know, I've tried, you know, the other $15 or less fluorocarbons. So why not just send it and try Seaguar Red Label? And you know what? That's what I did. I'm pretty excited about it. I'll try it out and then I'll let you guys know what I think. Give me some time to really use it.
Indeed.
I got 15 pound. I think that's just a great place to start, right in the middle. I can really do a lot of different stuff with 15 pound fluorocarbon.
Yep.
I think it's your best middle ground. So I'll try that out and I'll let you guys know what I think. But that about wraps it up.
Indeed.
And now we're at a loss for what to show you guys next. But remember to watch what we've already put out. What did we put out this week?
We put out a, well, my two unboxings are from my Carl's
Trey
order.
had a massive order from Carl's. So check out our two videos we've already put out this week. One was a 10,000 Fish Essentials Kit.
And then the other was the new baits of 2021 from Carl's.
Right. So check those out. They'll be posted on the end screen. Check out all the videos we put in the cards. Drop a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, set it to all.
Yep.
Let us know what you thought, what you're thinking, how your life's going, anything. We'll see y'all next time.